Hola Greta, and welcome to this Christmas card from Greenland. And it will also be the very last, I promise it will be the last talking sound of this dying decade. The second decade only that you've been alive. So let me just start with what you're seeing in this picture and assure you that when someone takes their tripod down to the beach, on a random beach on a random day, it doesn't prove anything, and you know that already. You know, it's just somebody filming some tiny part of the planet on a random day, and it could be blue sky or blizzard or snow like today. And of course in climate science you need longer averages and longer term studies in order to say anything left or right. So, but anyway, this is a nice scenery, and you have all the different states of water, or H2O, in frozen shape, several thousand years old. This chunk of ice is maybe frozen before human civilization, 10,000 years ago. And it comes up from the high mountains of Greenland, and it's floated out on the fjord to this lovely beach, which is 2 minutes walk from where I live. And on top of that you have snow covered tidal zone on the beach. Then you have water vapor all around, skimming our view, and you got salty ocean water and all kinds of melting snow. Yeah. The only thing you can't see in this picture is sea ice. There's no sea ice whatsoever, as the ice you do see formed high in the mountains many thousand years ago, and it did not form from salty ocean water, sea ice there. So let's skip a bit to my topic for today. You know, we've had the COP25 down there in Madrid. It was supposed to be in Brazil, then it was supposed to be in Chile, but you know, the chaos of the world today, they both declined, and it had to be moved to Madrid, as you very much know, because you had to catch a boat back from America and to Lisbon and Madrid. And yes, it's kind of a standing joke, these COP festivals, aren't they? It's like most of the people there are not even trying to even save what they are talking about saving now. They're just trying to get a leg up and make the economy better for their country and business. And a lot of activists are sort of tricked into participating. I wouldn't participate in the COP if I got $500,000 thrown after me out of principle, but you know, that's just me. So there are a lot of different narratives and theories about what is happening to the climate. There always was, and because it was such a chaotic field, I myself decided to go to the sources, to the data themselves, and to figure out some kind of hard science side of this, because if you can find some sort of undisputed elements of a field study, then at least you have something, right? You don't just have you said, she said, or some people who know some other people heard somebody say blah blah blah. You can't really trust any human beings or any actors in this debate by itself. Everybody may have their motives, and not least they may have their fears and their anxieties, and they may be afraid. I think it's perfectly okay for anyone to be afraid at this point, because this is maybe the point in human history where we should be out of our minds, afraid and scared and in anxiety. But I have to stress that humans don't think their best when they are afraid or when they're scared out of their mind. At least I don't, and I think when humans are facing the hardest 100 or 1,000 years ahead of us that we've ever faced throughout our evolution on this planet, which is the centuries and millennia ahead of us now, we need to think our best. We need to be smart and not be reduced or treated as we would be if we are afraid all the time. We can't think rationally when we are afraid. Then it's the fight or flight, and we may be as afraid of the truth teller as we are of the lying politician, and that's not a good starting point for a learning experience. So I would just continue to say that I have no dogs in this fight. I just want to find out what on Earth is going on, and my own studies since 2014 of these Arctic ice and frozen areas led me to move here to Greenland 3 years ago, and my study of the data continues, mostly as a research project for my upcoming fictional books, novels, climate novels, call it what you want, but at least I learned something on the way to writing those books. The thing is, the much touted tipping point for the climate, you know it as 1.5C from pre-industrial or 2C. The tipping point debate is about when it is late to start fixing the problem, because it will just keep getting warmer and warmer. That tipping point was at 0.5C, or maybe even at 0, at 0 degrees warming from pre-industrial. We're talking before the Industrial Revolution. So the data studies point to 0.5 as when it was too late, when it was no return for the Arctic marine ice, the sea ice in the Arctic Ocean. That's when that started running away, melting away for us, and you can see that this just by studying the sea ice volume, how that is declining on a decadal time frame. So what this all means is that somewhere between 1950 and 1960, I would guess 1950 as my best estimate. Around 1950, it was too late to change society or change our industrial civilization, because we had already triggered the tipping point for Arctic ice. and all the rest of the climate tipping points are following from that piece of the Jenga tower. If you lose the sea ice on the top of the planet, all of these other pieces will just come tumbling down. So in this debate of what the biggest threats and problems ahead of us are, some people have suggested that the global dimming, the smog and the fumes from industry is stopping the planet from going even warmer, and that the loss of the global dimming, if we clean up our industry or if our society collapses, will push us to an even warmer state, and that's absolutely true. But what is not correct is to make that global dimming thing the main thing of the climate debate in the 2010s and 2020s. That is completely absurd, and let me explain why. You have the so-called McPherson paradox. It's called a paradox, but it's not really a paradox, which I will explain just now. The paradox in short is that we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. And the thing they're thinking about doing is to clean up the air from pollutants, molecules like sulfur and other industrial fumes. But if we clean that up, then we will get warmer. But the thing is, if you go back to what I said, and it's even McPherson himself, Professor McPherson, he agrees that we are already past the climate tipping point. So we are past the point of no return, and maybe he would agree with 1970 or 1950 as when we were past the tipping point, I don't know. But the thing is that because the point of no return is so far, so many decades in our past, it's not like we are damned if we do clean up and damned if we don't clean up, because the decision to clean up our mess, to clean up our collective human industrial mess or not, is taken not even by my generation. I'm old enough to be your father, not even by my parents' generation, but just by my grandparents' generation. So because the tipping point was in 1950 or thereabouts, we certainly would be damned if we didn't clean up the industry and the carbon emissions and everything. We would not have been damned if we did clean up at a sufficiently early stage, like 1950, maybe even before. And the McPherson paradox, or the loss of global dimming, that is only an extra point in the known unknowns, or the known stages of runaway warming. We're going to warm up immensely, like more than we've seen for millions of years. And the loss of global dimming, extra half a degree or 1 degree or whatever, it's just going to take us even further up above 3 or 4 degrees, or wherever we will be at that stage when the dimming is lost, and when global society is crashing and burning. And some people even say that all the burning that would be caused by human civilization collapse, that burning alone will cause dimming for many, many years, maybe decades. So, maybe even outdo the industrial dimming. So the thing is that it's not a paradox. It's just if we had started cleaning up our mess early enough, at an early point, we could have avoided a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 degree warming. If we didn't, and we chose to not do it, maybe the grandfather generation that chose not to clean anything up didn't even know that there was an issue, that you had to clean anything up. Maybe they just loved their new, washing machines and cars and the ability to travel by air, and maybe it was even, the tipping point was even before the oil companies found out exactly what was going to go down on this planet. So, you can't really blame 100 grandfathers and grandmothers who didn't even know what was going on at the planetary scale. It's hard to be really angry with them, and most are already dead in this stage. So, but I think what we are going to see in the coming decade, the 2020s, right ahead of us now, is that there will be a push to dissolve the United Nations because of their defeat and their failure. And the UNFCCC and the IPCC, which have been lying to us for many, many decades. Twice the time you've been alive, they've been lying to us and kicking the can further down the road. They've been warning us that we should try to avoid some future tipping points for the climate, when all the time they knew that the tipping point was many, many decades before even they were born. So if that isn't criminal, if that's not a crime, if that is not defeat, I don't know what is. But I wish you and the Fridays for Future and all other good activists a good year, the next year, and a good decade, 2020, and give it your best in this fight. Okay, bye.